back to work. Let's discuss, you guys are familiar with genetic molecular similitudes. And what they've turned into really cult religions in the East, they refer to it as reincarnation. It's a genetic molecular similitude. Meaning as long as you're genetically able to survive, you'll have similitudes that share memories with the molecular similitudes of people. You know, Krishna, Buddha, Krishna, Judah, Krishnamurti, right? Confucius, Tao, Sun Yat-sen, Adam, Moses, David, Jesus, John, Melchizedek, Malachi, Muhammad, so forth. See, and so it's just genetic molecular similitudes. And people have known this when you study the architecture and you study the wall paintings and you study the literature and the manipulation that they do to maintain their legacies and their whatever and stuff, that they're very aware of genetic molecular similitudes, right? And that religious people are aware of this and do what they need to do to look at this shit. God damn. You guys are such fucking assholes. And such fucking creepy little shitty assholes. I was watching some of The Office, and it's a goddamn train wreck, and then it has one where he brings in the sausage biscuit, and it's that cocky, arrogant kid who wrote Incredulous Bastards that writes all this. I didn't realize what a fucking train wreck that TV show is. Amy paid more attention than I did, and it's horrible. It's absolutely horrible. Now, when you watch the Book of Mormon, you see the kids on stage performing the Book of Mormon, and most of them are just doing it for the money, or because somebody at a corporation that does religious things sexually compromised or abused them. And so they blame Jesus, right? David and Solomon and Jesus give you, life's eternal grace is infinite, share care given according to need, built to last as long to acquit the guilty and deny justice to the innocent. The wealthy are fools who perceive their wealth as high wall of safety, and the poor plead for mercy, and the rich answer of insults. And you guys think, well, mom and dad got to go to school to pay the bills, and then I have to suck the dick of a person who says he loves Jesus, who owns the corporation and owns half the town. And then you blame Jesus for it. You blame Solomon for it. Jesus said, forgive debt and trespass, love one, eternal, faithful peace. And then when as an innocent man and was publicly murdered to get you guys not to vote in popularity contest over idolatry. And it's blatantly obvious that you guys are fucking murdering liars, and it's so evident that you're not even paying attention to them, nor do you care about anything they did for you or anything they say or do for you. And all you people that worship him, God, you're horrible. You're always telling him what to do. I don't have to obey him. I don't have to do what he did I don't have to do what he says. He already did it for me. If I believe he's God, I go to a magic place in the sky and live with him. I just have to accept him as God, vote for president, and mass murder people that are different than me and write it off on my taxes. And then watch shit like this on TV. And it's horrible, okay? It's repugnant, it's disgusting. Now, I stand by what I say and what I feel. The good, the bad, and the ugly, If I connect to people in prayer and I have hopes that you'll be a better person in the future, I stand by that. But if I can't connect to you and you completely ignore me and you're a puppet tool bag for a bunch of child molesting, murdering perverts in the military, I don't see much hope for you getting better. And when you understand genetic molecular similitudes and you understand the linguistics and the mathematics, okay, of the stories and the literature, okay, eternal wretchedness is being stuck in hell because you accept contest over idolatry and condemn your children to that hell eternally. That's hell. Heaven is live the commands of Jesus Christ and deliver yourself from the evil of your accepting hell, which, philanthropy and contest over philanthropy and watching shit like this on TV and wanting to be successful at it and buying watches and cars and selling drugs and selling cars and selling makeup and just being a really selfish, horrible person, wanting everybody to listen to dysfunctional songs for money about your dysfunctional sex life, wanting people to watch you pretend to be a person that has a certain kind of relationship that they hope they can have in this dysfunction, that it doesn't matter if it's attainable or not. You're still not living the Lord's Prayer, Psalms, or Proverbs, right? Which Jesus gave his precious life for you to understand and accept and share with your spouse and children eternally. And you watch shit like this, and you think it's funny. You're just horrible human beings. But the thing about it is the genetic molecular similitude of Lord Jesus Christ, the standard of human male behavior accepted by all religions and all people that believe the same way, is me. And Jesus said, why have you forsaken me? Are you all crazy? Yes, they are. Forgive them, Earl. They don't know what they're doing. I do forgive them, but I can't protect them from themselves, Jesus. But you can protect the children from being like them with their devices and their technology, because truth is evident and lie is obvious. And that time is at hand. Ever since January 22nd, 2013, apparently we had quantum computing. And they're still trying to manipulate it and get people to mass murder one another so they can maintain their positions of power of building the Statue of Liberty, the Eiffel Tower, the Great Wall of China, the pyramids, the Sears Tower, the new big dick in New York, and after they blew up the two to make themselves look like they were victims by manipulating people psychologically, like Sirhan Sirhan, have them getting in planes and fly them into it and think I'm having 70 virgins to have sex with in the sky. It's insane. And you guys you criticize other people, but you're all the same fucking way. I need more money for sexual procreation. They'll tell dysfunctional jokes about it and become successful about it. Please pass me my drugs. I have to sit and tell my body. I talk to my cancer cells now the same way I talk to trees and dogs and cats, okay, and birds. I tell the trees, I'm going to end cash cropping and park all these cars, and you'll be able to produce better oxygen and have life in a better world with better human beings. Okay, I tell the dogs things like that, and I talk to people the same way. Okay, and I expect better cooperation with people than I do dogs or trees and plants, right? But my cancer cells, I tell my cancer cells, I'm not doing this to me, and I did not do this to me. Okay, I don't go to the bar and drink myself to death. I don't try to smoke myself to death to alleviate the stress. I don't take drugs. I don't take drugs I don't take pills to have longer erections, to have a sex life I feel I'm satisfied with, because my health is bad, because I live in the city, I breathe in carbonation poisoning, I drink too much beer, I eat too much fast food, No, I have fruit for breakfast every day, and it's not the fruit and all that. For most people, the older you get and the more you get involved in their genocidal economic behaviors of the medical industry, your doctors aren't necessarily bad, it's the system that's bad. And if they get up and realize if they have an ounce of integrity or intelligence, they're marginalized, made to look crazy, or killed. Okay. So it's real hard for them to do anything, and most of them can't survive the psychological abuse and the physical abuse that I can, and talk my cancer cells into not killing me. Because I know, very soon I'll have this technology fixed, and then we won't be being murdered by these psychopaths that give you shit like this. Oh, gosh. Damn, they're sick fucking people. This is Adult Swim. This is the Cartoon Network. My Noah grew up on all this shit. He'd be up watching it at 3 o'clock in the morning. Right? And then the Big Bang Theory is friends with nerds to make it look like all the people that are spying on your house and building surveillance equipment and cloning and putting their brain activity on a robot are a real boy and really have feelings and are nice people and really care about you, the everyday person. Sheldon may be a supervillain, but the rest of them are all pretty nice guys. And the girls, they may have access to weaponized smallpox from a raccoon, but, they're funny and cute. And the other girl sells you drugs, that says, that you need a pill. You get this pill for an erection, but, the side effects may cause nausea, like a 60-year-old man trying to mount you and have sex with you. And it's like, what if he's the most gorgeous, beautiful person in the history of the world that tried to save kids from being psychologically, emotionally, and sexually assaulted through economics and technology? Would you find it horror? I think you would. I think you'd be like, I don't want to have sex with him. I don't want to try to sexually heal him. I feel like too big of a sick, disgusting, selfish shithead. And when I do play to the guy like him, who they turned into a cartoon character for a mass murdering corporation, I always tell him what to do or ask him for stuff just for me because I'm a selfish fucking cow. Like, he knows. He has to tell me. Because I watch it all happen and I'm like, Jesus. He goes, no, Earl, it's worse. It gets worse and worse and worse with the technology because the scientists tried to program them all to commit voluntary manslaughter. They get worse, and they're already psychologically, physiologically, and emotionally inclined to be this way. They don't want to be empathetic. They don't want to be respectful. They'll think about it, and then when they think about it, oh no, the servants won't want to be servants anymore, and they'll have to do their own dishes and their own laundry, and breastfeed their own children, and change their own babies' diapers. Oh no. And the big thing about it is they don't have the immune system to survive changing their diapers and cleaning their toilets. Okay, they're like the goddamn Romanovs and the Tudors and the Habsburgs. Okay, they have hemophilia and blah 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 blah. They want to be hip. They want to be cool. They want to be that. They just can't. And they're like Caligula, and they're like. What's the other guy's name? The one you guys all like so much? The one that shouldn't have been? Claudius? I don't know. The one that was, like Stephen Hawking and David Rockefeller? Dyslexic, kind of a nerd, but an everyday person who showed up to the theater. Hey, look, I think I'm like Amadeus Mozart, not Solari. And you guys are real just fucking horrible people, and you're such fucking assholes. But life's eternal and grace is infinite. And when we are understanding the Lord's Prayer and submitting to that, it doesn't matter, okay, if you want to submit to living the Lord's Prayer or not. You agreed to the contracts about the technology, and that the technology will, quote unquote, be in charge of your solving your problems. IBM Watson, the greatest invention ever by man, and all this crap that you guys, all the contracts and the things you sign, that's what you're agreeing to. So in the future, you're signing off that the technology will take over the daily operations of your life and make sure that it manages your environment and the species to make sure that the species does not destroy itself and the planet in the process. And the standard for the technology is through people, electing over time, is the line of Adam, Moses, David, Jesus, John. It's Europa, it's yada, yada, yada. And the guy who's responsible for being the standard of manhood and correcting this technology after going into the very bowels of hell, Fort Huachuca, and cleaning it up, and then they kick me back here to where they threaten to blow everybody up with nuclear weapons if they don't get a fuck you in the head of Fort Huachuca, and they reload Fort Huachuca instead of saying, hey, he did it. Tried to talk him into having a sexual relationship with the 12-year-old stepdaughter who was trying to protect him from her mother because her mother was Stockholm Syndrome into the gang when she was a little girl, and there was nothing I could have done about that. And she wanted me to join her in the gang, or they'll kill you, Ralphie. And they'll kill your pretty wife, and they'll kill all your kids, and you'll never live in the kingdom of heaven. This planet's like a prison. And if you don't do what the warden says, and you're not Lawrence Taylor and Jean-Claude Van Damme, you can't take over the prison. Nobody wants to take over the prison. Forgive debt and trespass, love one, eternal, faithful, peace, freedom. Do you understand? So you're all like Stephen Hawking. Every last faith-forsaken, egotistical, kill God and replace it with your ego one of you. There's not a one of you that I've seen or felt that have come to me that's any different than Stephen Hawking. Have sex with the 12-year-old. Well, I'll vote for president. I want to see the Epstein files. I want to know what happened. I want him to make a movie about it. I want Ridley Scott to do it. I want to see the rape scenes 3 times from 3 different perspectives. Then after that, I want to see her have a sex scene with Matt Damon that doesn't look very satisfying. Yeah, I understand. Okay. When you're in an abusive lifestyle and you're being abused and you're abusive, your sex life, at first, because you think you're going from one relationship to another that will be less abusive and more liberating, it seems like it's a chance to go somewhere else and reproduce children and have a more romantic lifestyle. And it's not going to happen because you're not living the applied physics of the Lord's Prayer. You're not understanding that life's eternal and grace is infinite. You're not applying the physics of share, care, give, and according to seed built to last. You're competing. You're fighting. You're comparing. You're not empathetic. You're not respectful. Okay, so you're not going to have a good sex life. Someone's going to drive by your house in California and take shots at your wall and your security team. Okay, and tell you what a wicked, evil bitch you are, not realizing they're just as fucked up as you are because they're not standing up for the Lord's Prayer and coming up to your little wall thing and knocking on it and say, Rihanna, what's the name of her baby daddy again? I forget. A$AP Rocky, is that it? Sounds like a really fast ice cream. But so you're sitting there going, hey, Rihanna and A$AP Rocky, don't sell ice cream. Don't talk shit about Chris Brown. You're doing all the same fucked up shit that he's doing. Okay? Stop doing that. These commercials suck. Seeing these cute little kids and these moms and dads crying because you're killing them by selling ice cream at places where they hold foods hostage instead of store it in a healthy manner so they can all get real pizza and ice cream hugs without building up fat and fatty acids and stuff in their bodies because they live in a carbon emission cesspool and their parents are dying from different health ailments that aren't as aggressive as what are killing their kids. Okay, we all die. But how many of us get to live a life free from this extortion, exploitation, and this theater of dysfunction? And these poor parents with these cute little buggers, you're so cute, oh my God, you're so cute, I love babies, you're so cute, you're so cute, you do your little eyes, your little innocent eyes, the little sweet smiles, and having to go through all that medical stuff from all those fucked up little creepy scientists that won't live the Lord's Prayer. Those kids, just tell the cancer cells. I tell my cancer cells. I've been telling my cancer cells in the thing. I said, thanks for what you're trying to do for me. Thanks for trying to get the crap out of my body, and then if it's not coming out fast enough to try to shut me down. But I'm not intending on shutting down. I know they keep reloading it. I know the neighbor wants money and doesn't want to spend money on gas, and so he sprays the Roundup all over the grass and the weeds. And I'll tell him I will pay for the gas and drive on it, because one day with the gas evaporating up in the air is better than the weeds putting out those chemicals for weeks. And it's to save money. He doesn't understand. He's as dumb as fuck. He's like all of you. He's Stephen Hawking's third testicle, married to TJ McNugent and Coach, the leaders of Cell Block 3. It sucks. That have the theory of everything and are going to kill God to replace God with the theory of everything because they're a fucking genius. It's horrible. God, they're terrible. And we're going to invent a computer that's going to tell us everything and explain everything. Okay, can explain why you're such an egomaniac and still use money to mass murder people because it makes you feel influential and powerful? Can your fucking computer explain that to you? Apparently not. Apparently I have to do it for your fucking computer. Dumbass. Hey, Chuck Lorre, help us. You're an executive producer. Save the kids from St. Jude's what good intentions. All right. Who can turn the world on with her... Wrong one. It's that girl. Oh, that's right. That girl, it's Marlo Thomas. It's Danny Thomas who started St. Jude's, right? Who can turn the world on with her smile? That's Minneapolis, and that's Mary Tyler Moore with Rhoda. I had a crush on Rhoda. Anybody else have a crush on Rhoda? I liked her accent. Yeah. Rhoda Morgenstein. Her sister is Marge Simpson. My special little guy. Yeah. You remember her? Yeah, and then there was what was his name? Clarence, whatever. I can't remember. The guy in the service, he used to say I talk like Garfield. He said, you sound like this is Carlton, your doorman, you know. And I was like, oh, okay, yeah, I hear you. Okay. He said, I think I sound like that and everything. And he'd tell everybody that, yeah, he sounds like that. I was like, maybe a little bit. Yeah. If I want to, I could probably, this is Carlton, your doorman. Yeah, okay, man. I was like, yeah, I use that voice a lot. What the, dude, what's up, man? Smoky Toky out on the liney whiny, man. Oh, yeah, like I use that voice all the time when Sergeant Gibbs made us pick up all the cigarette butts, and me and Brian went out and acted like, whoa, only half a tokie, man. Spark it up, bro. Glory days. It was like that lady at Musicland. They're still having fun. I wish I got paid to have fun. And everywhere we went, we would go and everybody would be having fun, and then the sergeant would get all pissed off because he wasn't having fun with us, because he wasn't any fun. Okay, you're in the military. You're not supposed to have fun. You're supposed to want to kill people. The only time you're having fun is when you're killing people, when you're ordered to do it. Then it's fun. Okay, but if you're picking up cigarette butts from people that are killing themselves because they hate being extorted and exploited, and they just, you know, get their retirement benefits in 20 years and then die 10 years later, saves on pork barrel spending, right, John McCain? Bomb Iran, huh? It's fucking horrible. Yeah. And but don't worry about it, because, you know, as far as correcting this kind of shit on TV, it's me. And this shit is all being fixed by the hand that's pointing at the TV. The ghost, Space Ghost, by me. A Samsung Galaxy 10. Bought in 2019 at clearance at Walmart right before they fired me from Fiesta Foods. They had to fire me because the chemicals were making me real sick. And if they didn't fire me, I was going to stay there till they killed me. And no, they don't take care of me at all. They have plans and agendas and quotas and, you know, okay, now let's move them to the next stage, and let's get this many people. Okay, the Ukrainians will kill themselves. They'll kill the Russians while killing themselves. Then we can go to Iran, and all the people that call themselves Muslims that are mass murderers and cut off their daughters' clitorises and sexually assault all the women in their families. Well, then, okay, if they can't do that, they'd rather die. And then, oh, them too. And then, oh, here come the Saudis. Let's build a big psychotic structure across the desert that makes no sense. And let's kill ourselves if we can't do that. And they're just nuts. And you're just like, God damn, you cannot fix a crazy person. I'm not trying to fix crazy people. I'm fixing their technology to save children from growing up to be crazy people. I would like it if the royal family of Jordan and Saudi Arabia and stuff had people that go in there, we really are fucked. We should stand up for the Messiah. But do you see it happening? Did that happen at the Tony Awards? Does it happen at the Kennedy Center Honors? Does it happen in Congress? Does it happen at the Pentagon? Does it happen in the Supreme Court? Does it happen at the Paris Summits? Does it happen at the Vatican? No, we need to disarm AI, man. It's attacking our bank, and then we won't have any money to pay out for our priests doing the things that they do. I'm sure the nuns do too. Yeah. I'm sure there's lots of sexual abuse of shenanigans that go on because people do things that, I'm sure it happens with, left, right, and up the middle. Because it's unhealthy to deny yourself affection and a sex life. It's unhealthy to deny yourself the applied physics of the Lord's Prayer, the faith of Psalms, the wisdom of Proverbs, right? So when you talk a talk but you don't walk a walk, you have a very unhealthy life and you end up doing shit like this. Hi, I'm Stephen Hawking's third testicle. After this, I'm going to marry TJ McNugent and Coach from Saving Silverman. And then we're going to get a nice farm in British Columbia next to Bill Gates' place. Then come up with a science project that rocks the world. Do you have a tractor, though? But do you have a tractor? Okay. Late night talk show host would like to drive it. I have a tractor. Well, it's not really, it's a lawn tractor. It's not really a tractor. No, guys, it's got like a 19 or 21, so it's not a one valve or whatever, it's two, because those ones work better. I did the research on it. If you get the one, whatever, they go bad, but the two ones work better. I realized that when cutting, if you take your time, and you usually use it about half throttle, that it works a lot better and it's better on it. The only time I use the full throttle is when I drive from here to the Martinez's. And you're not cutting with it, and you're just cleaning it. It cleans out the carrots when you drive back, gets all the grass out. And that's about it. Oh, it reminds me, tomorrow I gotta go to sleep early so I can get up early and go get the weed eater and cut all the Martinez's weeds out by their sheds, because those weeds just, oh gosh, I cut them once before, they just went to town. That inch of rain just I cut them and like they're all back. I cut them to next to nothing. Now they're all 2 feet high. Give the desert an inch of rain and whoa, so I gotta cut them. You can't pull them all, so I'll just go cut them again. And then we'll see how the rain goes. I'll probably be cutting them every 2 weeks all summer. People call me Forrest Gump. I'm the Forrest Gump of Las Cruces, New Mexico. I'm the Boo Radley of Doniana. Why, yes, I am. No one knows I exist or wants to tell anybody about my existence. But, yeah, more so than Forrest Gump, I think I'm the Boo Radley of Las Cruces. That's Robert Duvall. Yeah, he just passed away. He did a lot of work on Broadway, the Tony Awarders. Yep. Boom. Boom. But they did wrong. I know they are. 'Cause I can play this here guitar. And I won't quit till I'm a star on Broadway. Yeah. They say the women treat you fine on Broadway. But looking at them just gives me the blues. Well, how you gonna make some time when all you got is 1 thin dime, and 1 thin dime won't even shine your shoes? Notice how they pulled the little headset things out of the 2 driver's seats so you can see Kunal better. See? Okay. So, but that's not. They're supposed to be scientists. It's safer to have, whiplash if you get hit from behind and you don't have the little things like Kunal has, or he's sitting back behind there and stuff like that, you hit, your neck goes back. Not good. Same with this car. See, Sheldon would not be driving in that car with those seats like that, with those pulled out. Okay, Sheldon would be throwing a fit. If we get hit from behind, I will have whiplash, and then yeah. And this is a scientific show with physicists. And in the back seat, they have the whiplash protecting things, but they pulled them out for to have better dialogue without that being in the way of the camera angles and shots. Doo doo doo, boo doo, boo ba doo, boom ba doom, boo doo. I will wait, even if it takes forever. I will wait, even if it takes a lifetime. Sometimes I feel inside you never left my side. Make it like it was before. In-A-Gadda-Da-Vida. Okay. I love you guys. Is this the one with Rick Fox? With Vanessa Williams, baby daddy? I think so. Yeah, okay. So I love you guys very much. Be nice to each other. As nice as you can. I know that's real hard for most of you. Don't get too bent out shape. You know, Earl's got this, and Earl's a really good person. And forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do. I get it, Jesus. So I got you covered, bro. Hey, look, Barbershop's on. Yeah, 2009. Cheaters is on. Family Guy's on. All this dysfunction. NASCAR Craftsman trucks. All these people playing sports for lots of money. Saying they love Jesus and Jesus is their Savior. But no one standing up for what Jesus gave us. Perfect love and deliverance from evil. By applying the physics of the Lord's Prayer. And they can't even explain it on the Big Bang Theory with the Nobel Prize winners. They had Smoot, Arnold, and Thorne on here. And I've seen Diary of a CEO, and everybody on Diary of a CEO is like, man, these motherfuckers dumb as, but Rick is cute. So isn't it Rick cute? Take a look at Rick here. That's a good looking man. That's a good looking man. He's a good looking man. Yeah. He played for Dean Smith, didn't he? Or did he play for Roy Williams? I don't remember. It was a long time ago. Galaxy far away. Did he play for Dean Smith or did he play for Roy Williams? I don't know. I can't tell you. I want to say Dean Smith. But then the other side is saying Roy Williams. Wasn't Roy Williams coaching Kansas back when Rick played? I don't know. Oh, here's Tyler Sheridan using my imagination. And then we're dysfunctional as hell and using my imagination. Good cinematography. Lots of guns and killing and shooting. Lots of guns and killing and shooting. Burning blood. Cool guys don't look at explosions. They just turn and walk away. Love that chicken at Popeyes. I'm a multimillionaire and a billionaire. I hold food hostage. While children can have devices and be starving, but at least they got access to pornography. Wow. You guys are just so sweet and gorgeous. I'm being obnoxious. Stand up for Lord's Prayer. Show the beauty of the soul. Please. These commercials are really starting to suck. Okay. Peace out. Okay, they've always sucked. They're just compounded sucking. Not compounded interest, because that's something you make up with philanthropy, you dipshits. Okay. Still love you. All right, peace out.